Good afternoon. This is Cody with Secure Agent Mentor. I'm coming to you from Galveston, Texas. I am on the balcony of my condo. I'm on a little mini vacation with my wife, and I am overlooking the beach, the Gulf of Mexico, and I can see water for as far as I can see. It's hot. It feels amazing. It has been birds are chirping. Rain has been in and out, but it's a beautiful area. Loving Galveston, Texas, and I am excited to bring you another edition of Tales of an Insurance Agent. This Tales of an Insurance Agent is probably started the worst of any appointment that I've ever had, but ended up ending potentially the best. So I wanted to bring you another story. We have a lot of stories we bring to you where we're actually in clients' homes or things happen when you're out in the field. We've all got a lot of amazing stories. And if you think about it, how did those turn out? What did we do to alter the outcomes of those potential stories? And so I want to tell you about a story today, and hopefully I can input some training, some sales advice throughout. Maybe my psychology, maybe my thought process as we roll through this. Normally my co-host Sylvester is with me as he does all the marketing and support for Secure Agent Mentor. He is back in Missouri, and I am here in Galveston, Texas on the beach, and he's a little jealous, but hey, we still got to shoot our podcast. So here I am. I'm going to go solo today, as I have in the past a little bit. I enjoy the banter of doing it with someone. It's a lot of fun. It's just something that I really enjoy doing. And he does a great job of actually interviewing me and setting up a story and telling you guys about Secure Agent Mentor and just filling the gaps of when I need some help. And so, but today I'm running solo. I'm literally on the balcony of my condo, 3 stories in the air, overlooking the ocean. So I'm having a lot of fun. So as we start this story, I want to tell you about this tale. It happened to be a lead that I had obtained. It was an older lead, and this was actually back when I first started my career. Another agent had actually, I think another agent may have sold this lady a few years back, or she had purchased through the mail. I can't remember. I was a brand new agent. I was literally 19 years old. I was a green pea. I was in college. I was playing basketball. But this was the year that I set out to make $100,000. And you know what? To do it, I figured I got to see 10 people a week. I have to sit down with 10 people a week. I have to run 10 appointments a week. I have to ask 10 people to buy every single week. And I knew if I did that, I would hit my goal. Back then, I was making 35% commission for my little final expense whole life policies that I love to write, but when you're captive, you don't have a choice. And yeah, I did really well as a captive agent. I can only imagine if I'd have been an independent agent much sooner, because our agents are absolutely killing it. And before I jump into the tale, I want to give a quick shout out to, I've got an agent John, an agent Frank, an agent Steve, an agent Dallas, an agent Matt, an agent Lowell, Christina, Lisa, several different agents that we have, Tom, and they are all making sales on a weekly basis. And a few of them made sales this weekend from my free life insurance leads. So if you haven't heard about the free lead program that we give out to our agents that are part of Secure Agent Mentor, hit me up. Email me at cody.askins@secureig.com. Call me at the office, 417-883-9300, to ask about our free life insurance leads that we've had multiple sold in the last 24 hours. From my lead source, we've had probably about $5,000 worth of business and commission generated in the last 24 hours. So be sure to check it out and reach out and ask us. So this lady was an old lead. I believe she had purchased through the mail or another agent a few years back. And so I went literally, I'd actually even called her. I'd set him an appointment, as I did a lot starting out. I didn't sell over the phone. I didn't even give quotes over the phone when I started out. Now I'm okay giving quotes over the phone now. It doesn't bother me one way or another. But when I first started out, I was told, hey, you don't want to sell over the phone. You don't want to quote over the phone. You have to go see people. That's how this business works. Well, realistically, business is changing. Sales are changing. The world's changing. Media's changing. Marketing's changing. Social media's changing. We've become more of a fast food type of industry. Kind of like the J.G. Wentworth commercial, 877 cash now. It's my money and I want it now. That's how our clients feel. That's how our potential clients feel, our prospects feel, our leads feel. And so I showed up for my appointment about 10 minutes early, like I always do. I think I probably set like a 2 o'clock appointment. It's kind of funny. I always filled 2 o'clock as the first slot. So who knows? It may have been 2 o'clock. And I always ran them Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and stayed pretty busy those days. It was probably literally like a 2 o'clock on a Tuesday, if I had to remember. This lady has a driveway. She's got a normal, old-fashioned, smaller home. It's probably a $80,000, $90,000, $100,000 home, 70 to 100, somewhere in there. She's got a lot of figurines in the yard, tons of plants, tons of trees. And she's got a gate around her entire front yard with a driveway that pulls up just beside the gate. I actually park out in the road on the curb. I walk to the fence gate, and right as I'm actually going to open the gate to enter, she runs out screaming and yelling, almost embarrassing me. I'm this 19-year-old kid doesn't know what I'm doing, and so she literally comes out screaming, yelling, and actually even begins to curse. I did not, and I won't ad lib the curse words at all, but I'll leave that to your imagination. But I'll just tell you, they were every 4, 5, 10 words. She's screaming, yelling, I don't need any more insurance. I don't need an agent. I don't want to buy anything. You shouldn't have came out here. I'm so mad at you. I can't believe you showed up at my house. And I was actually, in the meantime, I was listening to Brian Tracy's The Art of Closing the Sale. So I had realized the first rule of sales is to agree. It's to try to calm the client down when they're upset and agree with everything they say. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to try this. I hadn't tried it a lot. I was a new agent again, but I just started out by listening. I actually let her talk for as long as she wanted. It felt like literally 7, 8, 10, 12, 15 minutes of her just screaming and yelling and losing her mind, going off on me, where I'm to the point where I'm almost scared. I'm a young 19-year-old kid. I don't have any experience. Well, so what I did is I'm actually sitting there, standing at the gate, and she finally stops. And I say, you know what, ma'am? I understand. You're right. I'm with you. I probably should have explained more on the phone. I'm a young agent. That's no excuse, but you know what? Maybe I did a poor job in this scenario, and I'm sorry. I totally stunned her. She was shocked. She went from treating this 19-year-old kid just absolutely yelling and cursing and losing her mind to, this dude must not be half bad. He just let me curse and yell at him for 10 minutes. So yeah, she's still upset. I'm trying to slowly diffuse the situation, as we always do and as we always should. Disagreeing with the client, confronting the client, or getting rude or yelling back, which is what a lot of agents would have done. I didn't do that because it wouldn't have helped. It wouldn't have got me what I wanted, which was I wanted to get in the home and I wanted to sell a life insurance policy if it was in her best interest. Well, by yelling, by fighting, I don't get what I want. I've never sold a policy when I was upset or when I was rude or when I yelled at someone. It will not happen. Keep your emotions out of the sale. Stay neutral. Almost be on their side, or at least try to see their side if you can. And so she goes on and, how she didn't need insurance. And I said, well, you know what? You're probably right. You probably need no more insurance, just like you're saying. Tell me this, though. You've been, and I even said this. How funny is this? I even said, hey, you've been very nice. You allowed me to come talk to you at your gate, and I'm very appreciative for the way you treated me, which is obviously a little crazy at this point. But I say all those things because I was listening to different closing techniques and sales techniques and communication techniques and the psychology of sales and all these things. And so I asked her, you know what? What do you currently have for life insurance? And because I complimented her, because I was nice, because I agreed, because I understood, She actually answered my question, which was the last thing she wanted to do, and something she was never going to do. Because the way I see it in overcoming objections, I always do three things. I agree first, I answer second, and I ask third. And I learned that. I've been doing that for about 7 years now, and I learned it just after high school. And it's worked in overcoming objections and getting people to do what I want. It works ridiculously well. I love it. So I asked her that question. She says, you know what? I have $750,000 of whole life, and it's $8 a month. Obviously, I love this answer because it's impossible. It's not even possible for a newborn to get $750,000 of whole life for $8. It's just not. So no company can justify giving that amount of coverage for that premium. Well, I was young, but I assumed the company I was with they had sold a lot of accidental death policies through the mail. So I thought, you know what, it's probably one of those. It's probably an accidental death. And so I told her, I said, ma'am, I don't want to disagree with you. I like you. We seem to get along really well. And I'm sure that what you're saying is correct. But I know that this company sells a policy that's through the mail, that's exactly that type of policy, exactly that amount of coverage, at exactly that price. But it's an accidental death common carrier policy, which means, and in that case, for that type of policy, she had to die. And I was guessing at this point, but I thought I was right on, at least close. So I said, hey, you know what? You've got to pass away or die on something where you actually purchased a ticket, like a plane, train, subway. I said, tell me this. How often do you ride a plane, a train, or a subway? Or a boat, And she said, I don't. She said, I live in Springfield, Missouri. She said, I don't go anywhere. The only thing I do is drive to the bingo hall and the grocery store and back. I don't leave my house very much, which is the answer I imagined. And so I said, you know what? You're right. But before I jumped into proposing her something, I needed a reason to propose. I needed to build value to justify her spending more money. So I asked her, and I can remember this just like it was yesterday, and this was literally probably 5 years ago, 6 years ago. I don't know. It was at least that long. And I said to her, who is this insurance for? What's the purpose of it, and who is it for? And she said, well, I want my niece to have some money when I pass away so that she don't have to pay for my burial, she don't have to pay for my final expenses, and everything will be good, and everything's taken care of. She's like, that's a ton of insurance. I said, well, you know what? That's a lot of insurance. $750,000 is more than we'll ever need. And I think you can agree with that. I said, but if you're not going to pass away of an accidental death, all you're going to do is waste $100 a year from now till the time you pass away. I said, so we've got a couple of options. I said, you can waste a couple of grand between now and the time you pass away, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, or we can come in and I can show you a way that guarantees that your niece will get the insurance that you're promising her, and that there's not a what-if situation. And no matter how you pass away, I don't care if it's an accident or cancer or a heart attack or stroke or natural causes, you fall off a ladder, you pass away in your sleep, it doesn't matter. It pays, which is most important, because what's the main reason you're buying this insurance? You're not even buying it because it's $750,000. You're not buying it because it's whole life. You're not buying it because it's $8. What is the exact purpose and reason? She said, well, it's for my niece. I just want my niece to have some money when I pass away. I said, well, if you allow me just 60 seconds just to walk into your gate, walk into your home with you, I can show you exactly what you need. And she was very difficult. She was tough. But because of the way I handled the situation, and I defused the situation, and I complimented her, and I was always extremely nice, I got in the home, and I replaced that policy, had her cancel it, and sold her a policy where her loved ones would get an actual amount of coverage. I was probably between $10,000 and $50,000. I don't really remember exactly on this specific client, but I know that she got the coverage she was looking for. Her niece was going to get money when she passed away, no matter how she passed away. And so I use this story because, and I tell a lot of new agents this story, because if we can overcome the tough situations where we run into someone and they are rude, they are yelling, they are cursing us out, if we can keep a level head, when, like that poem says, when all about you are losing theirs, and actually be nice to them, respect them, let them talk, we be a listen, let them vent, and then compliment and agree, we can and will diffuse situations and make money when most agents wouldn't. When most agents wouldn't be able to, or wouldn't know what to do, or they would leave, or they'd get pissed off, or they'd be rude to the customer, or they would yell, or they would curse back, or they would say, I don't need to handle this abuse. $500 isn't worth this abuse. Well, when it keeps from putting food on my table, or keeps me from reaching a long-term goal that I want to hit, whether it's $100,000 or making a specific trip or buying a car or putting food on my kids' table or a roof over their head, it doesn't matter. I'm going to let someone, you could almost say, verbally abuse me, because I'm helping them and I'm helping me by handling those things the way that I handle them. And that I've made more sales off of handling people the correct way and by agreeing with everything that they say, even if it's ludicrous and I don't agree with it 100%, I'm still going to agree because it is what is right. I don't have to fully agree with what they're saying, but I'm at least understanding their side of what they're saying, which is all they want. They just want someone to listen and understand them. So hopefully this story helped. Use this as a lesson, a tool, a resource, that when we run into situations in the future, we will win. We will get what we want. Thank you for listening. Again, this is Cody with Secure Agent Mentor. If I can help you in any way, please, please, please reach out. I have devoted my life to helping insurance agents succeed. I have several agents on pace for 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 grand this year because of the tools, resources, free leads, and the stupid, ridiculous commission that they get. And they get every company they could ever think about. If you have a question, please email me, cody.askins@secureig.com. Feel free to call me, 417-883-9300, 417-883-9300. That's my office. Call there today. Ask for Cody. Ask for Sylvester. We will help you. Again, thanks for listening. Please subscribe below on YouTube, or if you're listening, or if you're finding this on one of our social media outlets, please like our page. Please share. Please subscribe, and please reach out, comment. Let us know what you're going through as an agent. If we can help, we'll be glad to help. Again, this is Cody with Secure Agent Mentor. Thank you for listening. Have a phenomenal week. It's Tuesday. It's time to grind. It's time to finish strong. And make this the best week you've ever had, and outwork the competition. And use these tools that we give you in Tales of an Insurance Agent. And be sure to listen to Train for Success on Thursdays. Thanks for listening. Again, this is Cody. See you guys.